right, welcome to another Hopcast.
Thanks for joining us once again, everybody.
First off, I'm Brad Chmielewski,
My name is Ken Hunemeter.
and thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying them. Hope you enjoyed us making some beer.
We're enjoying it. We like doing this for you, so hopefully there's some of you on the other side that are actually watching. So
And we like to have a reason to get drunk.
yeah, I don't need no reason. It does make it look a little bit better if we have a reason.
Your
But
mom's not like, you just drink all the time.
it's being very creative.
Mom, I got this podcast.
It's my job that I don't get paid for.
Right.
But today we're doing some stouts.
Oh, so,
Yeah, and we're gonna start off with a beer that neither of us have ever had before,
no,
from Alameda Brewing.
out in Portland. And I believe this is thanks to Maggie again.
You can't even keep track of them,
I
Katie.
know. Maggie's too good. She just keeps sending them my way.
Thank you very much, Maggie. Very much appreciated.
And then for our second stop, we're going to our neighbor over in Ohio.
Yes, to the Thirsty Dog.
And they're out in Akron, Ohio, and this is their Siberian Night.
Yeah, which is an imperial stout. So.
Right. It says on Beer Advocate a Russian beer, so same thing, right?
A little bit different in the style. I think there might be more characteristics to a Russian imperial stout, but I'm not quite sure on the differentiation.
From
so
the Imperial Stout
just
to
a
the
regular.
Russian.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't want to be spouting out misinformation.
You get drunk
for you.
faster. It's Russian.
I believe there's vodka in it.
Yeah.
But we're going to start here with the Alameda. This is their Black Bear Double X Stout. And so let's go ahead and pour this out, and we'll get started here.
All right, so that poured out nicely.
That is a nice black, thick stout.
Creamy brown head.
Mm-hmm. Slightly translucent on the edges, but
Pretty good lacing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's got a pretty nice aroma, nice and creamy and malty.
Yeah, creamy. Yeah. Just kind of sweet.
Yeah, sweet, slightly roasted, but and it kind of has part of that Kalamata olive flavor, almost brininess
Oh,
to it,
okay. I can see that.
which some stouts I've experienced before having.
And this has a lot of aroma for 7%.
Yeah,
I have to say that right off. Like,
Sure,
oh.
sure. It does have a really nice, strong aroma. Absolutely.
Should we give it a little tasty?
Cheers.
Ooh, that's good. That's
That's a nice, solid stout.
huge amount of like coffee, roasted malts, and they're not as sweet.
It certainly tastes much different than the aroma that suggested that it would. I think it certainly does have some sweetness to it, but it's fairly dry for what I was expecting from the aroma.
Yeah, I was expecting something more sticky
Mhm.
in the mouth.
Yeah, finish is fairly clean. Obviously, it's somewhat syrupy because it's a sweeter stout, but for the style, nice clean finish.
Yeah, that's really good. I was at Alameda like 3 years ago, and I wasn't a huge fan of their beer at the time. Maybe that was then. My palate changed.
Your palate has distinguished, my friend.
Yes. But they're in the northeast area of Portland, Beaumont Village. You were waiting for me to mess it up, weren't you?
He's been rehearsing Beaumont the entire night.
And that is right near Maggie and Chad and Kate and Earl, our sister.
All those guys.
Sisters-in-laws, yeah.
Those crazy guys.
They just send us beer. Hey, just drink it up. You don't even have to go there. They just send it.
There is also a slight hop kick to it as well. Maybe that's what dries it out, is the hops there in conjunction with the roasted malts and the bitterness from that. You get some nice hop flavors that kind of round out the beer.
Right. This is, yeah, it's just very round. It's like, it's solid. I got surprised it's only 7% after the aroma and the taste.
Mm-hmm. It's delicious. I mean, it's not even imperial or anything like that. Just
No, well, I see why it won a bunch of awards. Look.
Yeah, it certainly did.
05, 06, 08.
It won Best Foreign Export Style Stout at the GABF, Great American Beer Festival, in 2003, 2005, 06, and 08.
And so the foreign export, like, what is that?
As far as I know, the export is usually higher in alcohol so that it can sustain those trips for exporting, similar to, you know, how the India Pale Ale came to be.
Right, okay. Over the boat, you know.
Like I gave you the Guinness Foreign Export Stout.
Right, yes.
So,
Okay.
similar thing there.
So what's it's only 7%, so that's not that high.
Well, I mean, if you base it on, let's say, Guinness, because I just used that explanation, a regular Guinness is about 4%.
Okay.
So it being a whole 3% stronger will make a huge difference.
Okay. I guess I feel like my scale...
Your scale is off.
very skewed. It's like 7's normal. That's a beer, right?
You're certainly a victim to that, that's for sure. On numerous occasions. Normal beers are usually in 4 to the 5 range.
Okay.
We tend to drink them a little higher here on the Hopcast.
I like that Hop Slam. Drink that. You stopped by the other night. That was a kicker. I should not have done that on like a Wednesday.
I had to drive. I had some Pilsner, but Hop Slam's good beer. So what are you going to do? But I think this is a great beer. Thanks once again, Maggie, for the beer.
If you're over by them on Yelp, I guess their root beers kick ass.
Oh, okay.
So that could be worth going if you don't drink the booze. Those wobbly pops. You might not like them. They got root beer.
So, we'll finish these up without problem and move on to the next one.
Okay, so we finished that guy off.
And it was damn tasty.
Right, now we're hopping on a plane and heading back to the Midwest.
And then riding our bikes to Ohio. Iowa. Why would we want to go there?
Corn.
But we both picked these up at the same time, and both just today realized we had. I
brought this.
I got one of those. So we decided to open them both, and we'll drink one and share the wealth with the peanut gallery over here.
The Hopcast Live studio audience.
That we tell to shut the hell up. But this is from Thirsty Dog Brewing, and this is their Siberian Night Imperial Stout.
Right. Also an award winner. It's award winner stout night.
Yeah, and also from the GABF. So this one comes in at 9.7. Again, it's an Imperial Stout.
So that's why we started with the Black Bear.
We're always thinking.
Right. Yeah. We're not gonna start with the 9 and be like, this one tastes like water. Fools.
There's a method to our madness. Right. So let's give this dark beastie a pour here and give it a taste.
Alright, so that poured out probably as dark as the Black Bear, right?
Yeah, it might even be a tad bit like thinner.
Yeah, definitely not as much head.
And on the edges, I think there's more brown than black than the Black Bear. But the aroma is really nice.
Also
certainly
sweet.
Smells imperial. Got
Smells like richer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of those nice, like, dark, like, cognac notes coming off of it, which is always pleasant.
Yeah, you can smell the alcohol more than, like, the roastedness.
Mm-hmm.
So, what brings out the sweetness.
A lot of booze.
But it is only 9%, or 9.7, so almost 10.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and jump on in, because the anticipation is killing me.
You can't. All right. Again, the smell is very different than the taste.
Because this is very roasty.
Yeah, I was expecting more burning alcohol.
Yeah, and it's actually pretty smooth.
It's smoother than the Black Bear.
I think this is Brad's new session now.
I'll just drink like 8 or 10 of these tonight. Wake me on Thursday. Wow.
Really nice. Totally drinkable for the amount of alcohol that's present.
Right. I felt like the Black Bear was really good, a little lower, like drinkable, just because it felt richer, but still like really good. This just is really smooth.
I think this one is actually like smaller on the mouthfeel than the Black Bear was, but stronger on the flavor. If that makes any sense. So that there's more flavor. It tastes thinner. It like feels more.
It's more
watery.
in the front of your mouth. Like the other one, like you said, the hops got you in the back, the bites, and so it's just like right up front.
Yep. A lot of roasted flavors.
As you can see. So this is coming in at 9.7 and then 58 IBUs. So decent amount of hops.
Yeah.
Like that's.
And I think it's fairly obvious that there are quite a bit of hops in there. It really works well with the roasted malts. That bitterness going on. There's a nice marriage there.
And so we're talking about food. We don't talk about food and beer enough. But they need to go together. You gotta eat if you're drinking.
Yes, you do. And actually today it's not St. Patrick's Day, but
That's close.
we're kind of having a little get together, making some corned beef and cabbage. And I think a stout is a great way to pair, or a great thing to pair with a corned beef and stout. That corned beef and cabbage.
Corned beef and stout.
Corned beef and stout and cabbage. Baby. But it really works well together. A nice hearty meal.
Right, like a Reuben or a big turkey leg and a stout.
Also, obviously pairing well with desserts. If you're having a piece of chocolate cake or, so a little bit of ice cream.
Yeah, this would go great with ice cream. It's not too sweet that the ice cream would probably marry very nice to it.
And maybe even like a nice, especially specifically with this one, I'm thinking tiramisu, baby.
Yeah, definitely something coffee to bring out that more roastedness.
Absolutely. So
Maybe there's a coffee with this.
Yeah, I've never tried that, pairing beer with coffee.
Yeah.
I've had coffee beers, but that's something to experiment with.
Right, if you know the beer, like this coffee is in this beer, you have that coffee too. You might be able to like pull out some of the like more earthy or fruity flavors that they use in the coffee.
I think you're onto something, partner.
Yes.
Let me dive into my giant money bags and make this happen. So I think we hit the nail on the head with both of these wonderful beers. It was
Two really good ones.
two wonderful tastings.
If you're out in Ohio, definitely pick up Thirsty Dog. And apparently Rue Brew is like brewed through Thirsty Dog. So if you see them,
And what is Rubber? I've never heard of that.
I think it's just someone who they just contract Thirsty Dog.
Okay.
So smaller place. They don't have the facilities, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but they have a good recipe, right? Because they have come up with the recipe and then contract them to
Exactly,
brew it.
and then they brew it on site because they just don't have the. I mean, brewing equipment is expensive, especially on a commercial scale. Crazy. Home brewing, cheap.
Cheap, yeah.
Well, cheaper than that.
Cheaper than buying all the beer, right?
Not necessarily. It probably comes out breaking even, but at least you have something to do on a Sunday.
Or if you're Steven, it's like every 2 day event.
Steven's a busy guy. So yeah, we had a good time with these stouts, and I'm sure we'll have an even better time later.
Right, we're definitely gonna visit these guys again.
Yeah,
We should
absolutely.
too.
If I ever see something, because the Thirsty Dog for me or us personally is more readily available. Still not easy to get, but we could come across it a little bit easier. But if I ever see something from them again, I'll certainly pick it up. Yeah.
Well, thanks for watching another episode of the Hopcast.
Thank you very much, folks. Good evening.
Woo!